What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and beautiful people of the Crasher community? How are you guys doing today? We're back with a new video on the channel. Thank you very much for tuning on in, you absolute legends. And ladies and gentlemen, yes, once again, we are back to discussing another thing about Pokemon Go and Niantic. So, recently, Pokemon Go had a very interesting update, and, well, I'm gonna be honest, unsurprisingly, it was met with some pretty damn heavy criticism, and you're gonna understand why the further we get into this video. So the update revolves around avatars. Now, avatars are somewhat of an important aspect in Pokemon Go because it's literally a way for you to have some form of identification and personalization when it comes to your character, and how you can kind of treat it like a self-insert in Pokemon Go, because you are literally going out and playing Pokemon Go. Now, this image right here is pretty much the short and skinny of how the update went, and why there is, at the very least, mixed criticisms about this, and at most, people are just absolutely obliterating this. They are absolutely roasting the shit out of it because of how poorly implemented it is. Now, I get wanting to add more options to personalize more aspects about the character that you are using in Pokemon Go, and that's absolutely fine. The more the merrier, the more options you have available, then the better, you know? But it's really interesting how they want to go in this direction of being more inclusivity friendly, which there's nothing wrong with that, but one of the biggest caveats here is that they actually ended up removing gender from the avatar selection when it comes to Pokemon Go. And that's just one of the issues here. I think probably the biggest pillar out of them all when it comes to issues with this update would be how it looks. I mean, you take a look at some of what people are putting out when it comes to these new updates, and yeah, you can see just how absolutely abysmal they look. I also want to bunch this in as well. So we have ourselves Hirohei tweeting out, Niantic ruins Pokemon Go with recent update. Niantic had apparently partnered with GamerX, who does consulting. Multiple GamerX executives were accused of sexual misconduct. GamerX also apparently failed to properly perform duties as a non-profit organization. Shocked Pikachu face. Now, I am gonna say, and I don't want this to seem like it's suddenly gonna be all political, this is a big agenda, and this and that, all that stuff. I'm not trying to turn this into a political thing. In fact, this is far from it, but I'm more or less spotlighting this as well, because if this is the case that these accusations are actually true, I don't think, Niantic, you should be partnering with a company like that, let alone taking consultation from them either. I just want to reiterate that inclusion is absolutely fine. It is something that I advocate for. However, if you're doing so in a way where it's more agenda-driven and more harmful to a group or to those around you, or to weaponize against a certain group that you have it out for, regardless of what your political spectrum is, this right here is not good. And I have said this for about as long as I can remember. Keep politics the fuck out of video games. Let people enjoy video games for what they are. People should be allowed to identify as whatever the hell they want without it being turned into a political issue, without it being turned into some sort of flavor of the month or something like that. It's just very disgraceful in my opinion. And hey, before I have any keyboard warriors typing in and, saying this is anti-LGBTQ, guess what? This is coming from someone who's not only an ally of LGBTQ, but someone who is actually technically a part of the community. Why? Because I'm asexual. There you go, another fact you know about me. And I think Baby Doll Becca here puts this absolutely perfectly. Niantic has eliminated gender options from Pokemon Go and updated the help center. Please consider male, female, and custom options. As the blog states, we purchased the avatar items based on gender. Now they don't look/fit correctly. they were made for previous body types. And that's just it, you know, the options that you have purchased before based on the gender of your avatar now is not going to look right when it comes to this new update. And keep in mind, those options are costly, which means you put money into those options that you purchased. Now, I know, Niantic, you don't have a very good track record, especially when it comes to actually listening to your community, but I really think that of all of the times to listen to your community, well, that being all of the times, this right here is something that you definitely need to fix. I mean, not just the remote raid pass nerf that is still plaguing the game even to this very day, not just the countless amounts of bugs and issues that still plague the game to this very day, but now we have ourselves an update that nobody asked for when it comes to how bad it was implemented. I mean, I can understand implementing more options in general, like, by all means, go for that, but why are we doing it to the point of taking away base options and making it seem like that now nothing looks right? And it all stems back to this tweet that Pokemon Go ended up making to announce this update. And we can see when it comes to the likes and retweets and the replies here, well, you can imagine some ratios are bound to happen, such as with JRE Seawolf, how long until your old avatar back, a ticket to access what was once free, $14.99, and yep, just that right there nearly doubles the likes of Pokemon Go's original tweet. We can see that there are other people that are absolutely roasting the shit out of this, and in my opinion, understandably so. Like, this is just such a bad update. Now, life isn't perfect, and mistakes are bound to happen, okay? That right there, that goes without saying, and that is something that we all should keep in mind when it comes to really any aspect in life. But considering the history of Niantic, this is why people like myself, people like PokeAK, and countless others are critical in the manner that we are, because Niantic never seems to understand that what they're doing is constantly repeating the same thing over and over and over again, making mistakes, not correcting most of them, and not listening to community feedback, throwing it right in the trash, and pretty much pulling a Jim Carrey with the whole la 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 type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this update here just adds another chestnut on top of all of the other things that Niantic has done wrong over the years in Pokemon Go with their abhorrent ways of treating their player base. The list goes on. But who knows? Maybe Niantic can pull a rabbit out of the hat here and actually do something good for once and listen to the community and actually make things right again. Like, I'm absolutely for inclusive options, like more options to fit more body types and more identities. Don't get me wrong, that is absolutely fine. That is awesome. I advocate for that. But don't remove base identification, don't remove what was once available for people, and suddenly churn out an update that looks it just looks wrong, you know? Like, it looks so unfinished. It's like, we're not even talking about half-baked at this point. It's like you just have, like, a big ball of dough that you stuck in the oven for, like, 30 seconds, and they're like, oh yeah, it's cooked, when it's still fucking raw. In the words of Gordon Ramsay, it's fucking raw, you donkey! Okay, I had to add a little bit of humor in this otherwise boring video, but anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just kind of here to get across my thoughts, because I know I had some of you guys ask me about this and ask me to do a video, so here's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope it was entertaining in one way or the other, but let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down below, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for your time as well in viewing this video. Have yourself a damn good one, you beautiful people. Be kind to yourself and to others, and I'll see you guys next time.